We're adding on.
What's next week?
Probably like live at. What is up, everybody? Welcome back to Week 13. Let's take a look at our standings and last week's results. Looking here, Coach Brandenburg and I are tied, following with Judge and then Coach Honick.
Yeah, I'm going to have to call a Pennsylvania Senate recount because I know I'm only one game off Brandenburg from last week, so something's up there.
I mean, either way, you're last.
No, you were a Democrat.
One more behind, that's all. That 71 looks like 73 to me.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, well...
I have to agree. I think we might have to look into that.
Yeah, we'll do a little recount, correct it if it's wrong, but I went 16-1 last week, picking some major upsets, and I was getting backlash for it, and I mean, the results show. The results show that I know what I'm talking about, and I'm back at the top now, tied for first after being in last with, 71% last week, so... I'm glad to see that I'm back up there.
You had a great week. Mm-hmm. And the one game that you lost, which game was that? That was the Raging
South Carolina.
Cajuns.
No, Louisiana. You're right, Louisiana, South Alabama.
That was an upset. I think South Alabama beating.
Yeah, that's a game that we all picked Louisiana. They ended up losing.
So you came pretty close to going undefeated.
Yeah, I mean
that's impressive.
Yeah, thank you. Moving on to the college football playoffs picture. If you look up there, we got some new faces, some new standings in the bye, and we have a few questions. So we'll start with the first one. What are the chances the final bracket stays like this? Obviously, none. I mean, we don't even know. We don't know who the conference champions are going to be. I know there's a little bit of ESPN is upset with the NCAA because they're not giving them much information.
That's kind of the beauty of the whole system here or process. You know, I think, I don't know. Oregon, I think, will stay, but I think the other three are questionable at this point. Yeah. And I think the key word is projection. You know, projected.
Well, if it ended this week, that's what it is. So that's why. So
that 3 and the 4.
Yeah.
No way.
It's keeps you on your toes. You know, you can never take a week off and just mess around. You got to work hard every week.
Exactly.
Next question we got is, how is number 12 Boise State ranked ahead of Ohio State, and they have a first-round bye? Coach
Things that make you go,
Conference champion.
Yeah. So they're putting the Mountain West right now ahead of the Big 12 and the AAC. So that's how we got Boise State with a bye right there, and then Ohio State's at the 5.
Big 12 doesn't get any love.
Yeah. I mean... I think Boise State might be the better team, so see where that goes.
Yeah, this weekend will determine that.
Yeah.
Go a long way in determining that.
Next question we got is, why would number 11 Tennessee drop out of the tournament if the top 12 teams make it? And once again, conference champions, and then next best conference champion gets that 5 spot, so... That's what would drop Tennessee out of the top 12 and out of the conference playoffs, or the championship.
Right.
So, moving on, next question. Can Notre Dame get a top 4 spot?
No.
Mm-mm. They're not in a conference, so they don't get a top 4 spot, and they're probably going to have to join a conference next year.
Yeah.
I agree. It'll be fun to see where they go.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be interesting to see what conference they end up. It's not the 1940s anymore for the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. They gotta join a conference for sure.
Yeah, it's a little sad to see Notre Dame having to make changes, but that's what they got to do if they want to get that bye and be a competitor next year.
Were you in high school then?
Hey, that's Judge's line.
You guys are like the same age. Come on.
Elementary school.
Last question we got. Why is this a good format to use? And if we look back in 2016, we see Penn State beat Ohio State and won the Big Ten Conference Championship, but they still put Ohio State in the playoffs and not Penn State. So it kind of showed that it doesn't matter what you do, it's up to us. And with this way, we actually have the top 4 teams getting a bye and making it in the playoffs. Even though Miami is overrated, I agree. Weak schedule there.
Yeah, I have had a weak schedule. Yeah, so.
But it's a better setup than 2016. So in the past years, so that'll be a lot of fun.
Keeps the interest level up there. These games have meaning this year, where in the past a lot of this time of year just didn't have meaning. A lot of meaning.
Moving on, looks like we have a new guest here. Obviously, we got Coach Brandenburg and Coach Honick, but we got a new face with Cody Couture filling in for Judge.
Welcome.
This me. I have the most knowledge of college football in the entire school. Since I was 6 years old, I've gotten up every morning to watch College Game Day. I've studied their tape, and yeah, that's why I should be here.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. Judge is actually right now with the students doing a little Sadermedia game show, so let's check in on him.
We're live with this week's Pick'em College Football Challenge. Today we have student
Luke Douglas,
and he's going to try to make this 50-foot putt for $100,000 in tuition. Where are you trying to go to school?
Wow.
Auburn.
Okay, cool. Let's get this putt done.
Are we like far one way? What? You want me to move the camera like it goes like far? Yeah, right.
We get a full crowd for him.
See this putt here?
Winner.
How does it feel to be that good at golf?
I mean, I knew I was going to make it from the time I put the club in my hand. So, I mean, I wasn't really expecting much else, but, I mean, it feels great now.
There we go. We're here with Riversley. She's going to try the 50-foot putt. And what are some words of motivation for yourself before you have this attempt? All right, let's go. Here we go, Riversley.
Speechless.
Lining up the shot. Has her eyes intended on the... Oh, there it is. Little right. Today we're here with another person that's going to attempt this 50-yard putt. What's your name?
Trinity Young.
All right, here's the ball. Here you go.
Thank you.
And ladies and gentlemen, that is going to hit a youngling in the crowd. All right, we're live, and here's another student that's going to attempt Neil. Introduce yourself.
Yeah, I'm Neil.
And that's really all you can say about him. He does have aura. All right, here he goes. Here's his attempt.
Backswing.
Oh,
Oh
my.
Wow.
she gone.
Just putt.
The never-ending journey. I saw a movie about a dog like this.
God, music's gonna put me to sleep.
Wow, Neil, how do you feel about after making that incredible shot?
I feel speechless. Like, you know, I want to.
All right, there he goes, Neil. Good job, man.
Wow. Some crazy shots there, some life-changing money that those students have just won.
$100,000.
$100,000.
I love mixing golf into this.
Man,
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also some bad misses, some crazy shots. So thank you, Judge. Going into results for the group of 5 now. We're looking at some Saturday games: Tulane, Navy, Virginia, Notre Dame, South Alabama, Louisiana, Boise State, San Jose State, and then Washington State, New Mexico. Some crazy games last week, starting with Tulane destroying Navy. I know I kind of projected that happening. What do you guys think of that game?
The Mean Green, they're for real. That's going to be the AAC championship contender for sure. But that South Alabama game, we talked about that earlier. That was a big upset.
Yeah. Yeah, Louisiana losing to South Alabama. I know that's a game that all of us kind of picked Louisiana winning. Messed up my perfect record, but Upset for South Alabama, taking that one on the road.
Good for them.
Yeah, good for them. Great job for South Alabama, you know.
That Boise State game was closer than the score indicated, too.
Oh, yeah.
They pulled away late.
Yeah.
The second half was
garbage time points.
Yeah.
Washington State losing to Mexico State in a close one, and yeah, Washington State blew their chances out of the playoffs for sure now.
Yeah, eliminated.
Mm-hmm. New Mexico, man. That was exciting to watch.
Did you pick that one?
I did pick New Mexico to win. That one was just...
That's huge.
Mm-hmm. Heartwarming. So now, who's still in the hunt? Moving on. Notre Dame, Boise State, UNLV, Colorado State, even though they're unranked, Army, and Tulane. So... Army and Tulane are going to end up playing for a conference championship. What do you guys think?
That'd be a tough one.
Yeah, I'm high on that Army team. That quarterback, Bryson Daly.
Mm-hmm.
Stud.
I know you've been talking about him a lot lately.
Oh, yeah.
Captain America. That's what they call him around the West Point.
A lot of people are hoping to see some good things from him finishing out the season.
I think that Colorado State is the fact that they're still in the hunt just shocked me, really. That was kind of a dark horse there. That conference champion, they have a chance there in the Mountain West, so that's something to watch. I don't think they're going to be able to leapfrog UNLV, but we'll see.
Next up, the games of the week. We're looking at UNLV, San Jose State, Boise State, Wyoming, Colorado State, Fresno, and then Army at Notre Dame. Let's get into our picks. Starting off, UNLV at San Jose State. Cody Couture, new guest. Why don't you start us off?
You know, San Jose State, they played well against Boise State last week. It's kind of hard to stop that running back, but I'm going to take San Jose State this week.
Wow.
A little bit of an upset.
Nice. Coach Brandenburg.
Yeah, not so fast, newbie. UNLV, the running Rebels, they average 39.9 points a game. They average 435 yards per game. They have a really balanced attack. With that being said, San Jose State leads the series 9-2. They have a receiver that leads the nation in receptions, Nick Nash. It's not a pushover. This game's going to be close, but I got the running Rebels taking this one.
Mm-hmm. Coach Honick?
Yeah, all those cool names you just said, I don't know any of them, but I know I'm not rolling the dice because I'm going to UNLV.
Yeah, UNLV won the last year's matchup in a close game, 37-31. Just squeaking by, and UNLV, my bad, just came off their loss to their win against San Diego State, and San Jose State just came off their loss to Boise State. I'm gonna have to go UNLV, winning again, back-to-back years, and Cody Couture is the only one newbie picking San Jose State, so we'll see if that ends up being correct. Moving on, number 12, Boise State, playing away at Wyoming. Coach Brandenburg, what do you see?
Anytime you start talking about Boise State, you got to mention Ashton Genty, Heisman Trophy
absolutely
finalist, of course. This game, I got the Broncos. Wyoming's 1-4 in their last 5 games, so I got the Broncos taking this one.
Brutal. Cody?
Judkins in that O-line, it's going to be hard to stop, especially as we get closer to the playoffs. I got Boise State.
Mm-hmm. Coach Honick?
Yeah, I feel like they're going to get nipped someplace. I honestly do. I don't think it's going to be this week. I'm going to go Boise State.
Yeah, Boise State now projected to get a bye, so they're hoping to keep that hope alive. They're on a bit of a roll. And Ashton Genty, he's trying to prove that he should be the Heisman winner. I'm going to take Boise State in a blowout, and Ashton Genty shows why he should be the Heisman winner. Moving on, Colorado State at Fresno State. Coach Honick, who you got?
Yeah, it's a good one. It's one of those tennis matches for me, and I've gone both ways, and I'm going to hit the ball again because I've circled Colorado State. I'm going to say Fresno State.
Switch up, last minute switch up. Wow. Cody, you agreeing with that?
I'm not. I got Colorado State taking it this week.
Coach Brandenburg.
Yeah, Fresno State's coming off a bye week after back-to-back losses. They lost to Air Force and Hawaii. There's a lot at stake for Colorado State, the Rams. They can play for a conference championship, which we already talked about. So I got Colorado State in this one.
Yeah, Colorado State is on a roll, winning their last 5 games. Fresno State coming off 2 losses in a row, probably teams they should have beaten. I'm going Colorado State. I know they're on the road, but I think they're pulling off the win and keeping the wins going. Moving on. Next, we got number 18 Army at number 6 Notre Dame. This is a very big game, very important game for both teams. If Army wins here, changes everything. Coach Brandenburg, I know you have some passion for this game, so what do you think?
I definitely have some passion. This game, unfortunately, is not being played at Michie Stadium. It's going to be played at Yankee Stadium. So that kind of levels the playing field, I think, a little bit for the Fighting Irish. They call this the Shamrock Series. Army's undefeated. The Black Knights of the Hudson, they got a quarterback that they call Captain America, which I think is, he's a Texan as well, Bryson Daly. He's the real deal. I think the key here is, can Army keep the ball for majority of the game as far as getting time of possession? If they can do that, if they can run, I like their chances. I'm going Black Knights of the Hudson, West Point.
Pick an Army.
Go Army, beat Navy.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah, I got Army.
Time of possession is definitely going to be very important. If Army can take the early lead and just possess the ball, I think they have a great shot. But if Notre Dame gets an early lead, I don't know if Army can come back. So, Cody, you going with Army or are you switching up and going Notre Dame?
They say this game is the Catholics versus the Cadets, and I'm more of a cadet than I'm a Catholic, so let's go Army.
Good pick. 2 for
Army. Coach Honig, you agree?
You earlier said Army beat Navy, and that might happen. But if you notice what Notre Dame did to Navy, they ain't happening. Notre Dame.
Notre Dame. Looks like we're 2-1 right now. I'm going to even it up. I'm going to go Notre Dame for this game. I want to pick Army. I just don't see it happening. Is there a chance, though, that if Army plays this close, maybe they move up a little bit?
That can happen. They are in a conference, but it's not a conference that's going to matter in the top 5 or top 4 rather.
It wouldn't hurt my feelings if Army beat them, but I think Notre Dame got them.
Army's coming off a bye week too.
Yeah, so that definitely helps them out.
I went through withdrawals last week not having an Army football game to watch.
Yeah. Next up, we got the ACC. So we're looking at last week's results here. Any big upsets for you guys here? I think we all picked these teams to win. Did anyone Pitt beating Clemson? I don't think so, right? Yeah, so clean sweep for us for the ACC. We all picked the right winners there.
Did you get...
Clemson should win the conference though. So
did you guys watch that Clemson-Pittsburgh game? Did you see how they won?
That Klubnik kid, man.
The quarterback ran like a 50-yard run right at with less than 30 seconds in the game to win it. It was
brutal.
Yeah, and they're both Texas quarterbacks. That was a close game. Clemson had to fight and claw to come back.
Moving on here, who is in the hunt? SMU, Clemson, and obviously Miami. Clemson's done with conference, so that's their final conference record, 7-1. The other teams are still fighting, though, hoping to get higher in the rankings, make the college football playoffs, stay in the college football playoffs. Let's get into the games this week. Some fun games, maybe an upset. Let's get into our picks. And
Virginia. You never know with Virginia.
Yeah. Starting off, Wake Forest at number 8, Miami. Coach Brandenburg, start us off.
Yeah, Miami's coming off that big loss to Georgia Tech. Senior day, though, at Miami. Cam Ward is still hopeful in the running for a Heisman. I got the Hurricanes. It's kind of a lost season for Wake Forest, so I got Miami.
Coach Honig, sorry. What do you think? You going to Miami?
I'm not seeing Wake Forest having the firepower to hang this year, although I don't think Miami's making it all the way to the end.
Yeah.
But in this game, I got Miami.
Yeah, Cody can go first. I'll explain my reasoning after. Cody, go ahead.
Wake Forest plays spoiler a lot. and they've ended some seasons for a lot of guys in the past couple years. I got Wake Forest.
And if Wake Forest wins here, do you think that officially takes Miami out of the playoffs? It'd have to, right?
Has to.
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be brutal. Little stat, Cam Ward is 4 passing touchdowns away from breaking the career record for most passing touchdowns. So, something he's aiming for. Cool stat there. Definitely a talented QB. Miami has had a really weak schedule, and they're playing another 500 team, below 500 win team here in Wake Forest. And I want to pick Wake Forest, but I don't think Miami is that bad. So I'm going Miami, but I don't think they deserve to be in championship talks. Moving on, we got number 13 SMU at Virginia. Coach Honick.
Yeah, I like this game, but it's a no-brainer which one I'm going to pick. My nephew Caden Bourne goes to SMU, so SMU it is.
Yeah. Cody, you agree SMU? You switching it up?
It's an easy game for me. Pony up.
Yep. Coach Brandenburg.
I wrote down, is SMU overrated? And I looked at their wins. They've only got one loss. They've lost to BYU. They got wins over Pittsburgh, Boston College, TCU, Florida State, Duke, and Nevada. I got the Ponies to keep going. It's kind of a magical season for them. They're well coached, and they're balanced on both sides of the ball, too. So I got the Ponies. Continue rolling.
Looks like it's a clean sweep for SMU here. Virginia's 1-4 in their last 5 games. I mean, they're looking rough. SMU, I think, is honestly just all around the better team. I think they're going to win, and SMU's going to take it. Moving on to the Big Ten now. Some good games. So let's look at last week's results. Ohio State, big blowout in Northwestern. Penn State, blowout over Purdue. Oregon, that was the game no one expected to be close. I mean, brutal. Coach Brandenburg.
Yeah, Badgers almost pulled it out there. I was pulling for them, actually, even though I picked Oregon. Wisconsin's a tough place to go and play this time of year. I think we talked about that last week. Rapid fan base there.
Yeah, I wanted to pick Wisconsin. I even said it then, but I'm glad I didn't at this point. But
it would have shaken up the playoffs if Oregon had lost there. It would have been crazy. Yeah. Cody, what do you think?
Is Oregon the number 1 seed? I don't think Oregon's legit, especially after watching that Wisconsin game.
Calling them out. Yeah, and then Oregon was up by 3 minutes left, and they went for the fake field goal, and they could have easily secured it with the field goal. I mean, I don't know what they're doing there. Luckily, they squeaked by, and that didn't hurt them too much.
Questionable call.
Questionable call, yeah. I was definitely going for Wisconsin there, though. I mean, I picked Oregon, but that would have been cool to see. Next up in the hunt for the Big Ten, I mean, powerhouses 1, 2, 4, and 5. You got the 1, 2, 4, and 5 seeds here. Teams looking to move up in the rankings. You know, Oregon looking to stay at number 1. Let's look at the schedule for this week. First off, probably game of the week. Number 5 Indiana at number 2 Ohio State. Both powerhouse teams. I mean, 1 loss combined. Is Indiana legit? We'll get into that. And then number 4 Penn State at Minnesota. Is that a better game than we think it's going to be? Let's see. Coach Brandenburg, start us off with Indiana at Ohio State.
Okay, yeah, Indiana. I looked at their schedule too. They really haven't played a whole lot. They're coming off a kind of a lackluster performance against Michigan. They did pull it out 20-15. They got wins over Nebraska, Charlotte, Michigan State, Maryland, and Northwestern. I got the Buckeyes in this. I think it's going to be competitive, but I'm going with the Buckeyes.
Cody, you going Buckeyes, or you switching up and going Indiana?
There's a saying that a lone wolf is lucky to get a rabbit, but a pack of wolf hunts buffalo. And these Indiana boys play like a pack of wolves. But that's one big buffalo. I got Ohio State.
Oh, wow. Ooh. Switch up. Crazy switch
Sweet.
up. I do like that quote, though. Great young man told me that quote one time, so that's near and dear to the heart. Coach Honick, you going Ohio State, you switching it up.
There's a lot of buffalo in that last time. I don't know what you're talking about there. I like buffalo burgers. But I'll tell you right now, Indiana, I am not picking against them. They earned my trust. I know it's on the road in Ohio State. I love Indiana.
Man, switching up Indiana. Yeah, Indiana actually, correct me if I'm wrong, but they haven't played a ranked opponent all year, I don't think.
They haven't.
So,
no. They've had a soft schedule.
For sure. And it's not, I mean, people are asking if they deserve that number 5 spot in the rankings. I mean, I personally don't think they do, but we'll see after this win. It'll definitely be a test. First ranked opponent of the year. They're going on the road to Ohio, obviously. I also saw Seth McLaughlin, center for Ohio State, injured. Another injury on that Ohio State O-line. So
there you go, Indiana.
That'll be rough. I think short term, they'll be able to get over it and adjust for this week, and I think they'll end up pulling out the win, so I have Ohio State winning. But long term, it's definitely going to hinder their championship hopes, so we'll see how that plays out and if that affects them long term. Moving on, number 4, Penn State at Minnesota. Let's see, Coach Honick?
I went to college in Minnesota, played some basketball up there. I got a lot of good buddies up there, and I know they're going to be rooting for them. I want them to win, except for maybe one. But I like the Golden Gophers, and their coach dress is really cool. So I'm going to go Minnesota on an upset.
Wow, big upset. Cody, you going upset too?
No. Knee Lions all the way.
Mm-hmm. Coach Brandenburg, what do you think?
I'm like Coach Honick. My heart is in Minnesota. Spent a lot of time up there in the summertime. PJ Fleck is an iconic dresser for sure. They got a young team. They got a safety by the name of Coy Barrich, who's a freshman. He is just playing phenomenally. He's ranked as #1 freshman in the nation right now. But Penn State's offense is just too explosive. I saw where they have 50 passes or runs of 20 yards or more this season. 50.
Wow.
All right, so James Franklin, their head coach, hasn't played at a high level. This game is in Minnesota. Minnesota's a young team. They're prone to make mistakes. I believe it's senior day at Minnesota. I'm going Penn State. I'm going Nittany Lions.
Yeah. I know Minnesota is near and dear to the heart for you. I know you're a big Vikings fan also. Yeah.
I am.
You like Justin Jefferson and the boys? Yeah.
Aye.
Minnesota actually has derailed Penn State out of the playoffs twice. Once in 1999 and another in 2019.
They're capable.
I know Coach Brandenburg and Coach Honick might remember those. Mostly the 1999
I do remember
game.
that.
Yeah. They both played a few of the same teams, and records have kind of been the same against those teams. So I'm going to go in Minnesota. Upset win at home. Yeah. Next up, Big 12. Let's look at last week's results. Not many. Sorry, one big blowout here. I think. Did you guys all pick Kansas State? Or no? Judge picked Arizona State with me. Arizona State ended up winning, and then Kansas at BYU. Man, I was up late watching the Kansas game, and that one was beautiful to watch.
They're hot.
Rock chalk.
Mm-hmm. Next up, Big 12 is getting wild, so let's see who's in the hunt. BYU, Colorado, Arizona State, and Iowa, all pretty close. So let's get into this week's games. Some good games here. BYU at Arizona, Colorado at Kansas, Iowa State at Utah. So let's get into our picks, starting with number 14 by BYU at number 21 Arizona. Coach Honick, what do you think?
BYU got their loss last week. I think it's going to learn from it. I think it's going to finish strong. BYU.
Mm-hmm. Learn from your mistakes. And, I mean, they're projecting it to be close. I mean, -3 for Arizona State. Picking Arizona State to win, they're favored. So what do you guys think? Cody, what do you think?
BYU, they had a slip up last week, but they're going to bounce back.
Really?
BYU.
Really? Nice. Coach Brandenburg.
Yeah, BYU Cardiac Cougs are living on the edge. I got Arizona State's up and coming. They're young. They got a great quarterback. I like their coach, Kenny Dillingham. I got Arizona State. I got the Sun Devils continuing to.
Yeah, I mean, I like your pick there. Arizona State coming off their win over Kansas State, and BYU coming off their loss over Kansas. So, I mean, that's a tough game to pick, but I'm going Arizona State at home. I think they're going to stay on a roll and win that one. Moving on, number 16, Colorado at Kansas. Coach Brandenburg, go ahead, start us off.
Yeah, this was the toughest game for me to pick, I'll be honest. Kansas sits at 4-6. In order for them to be bowl eligible, they have to win this game and the next game. They play Baylor next week. Colorado, obviously loaded with athletes. A lot at stake here, but I'm going Jayhawks. Rock Chalk Jayhawk. This game is being played at Arrowhead because their stadium's under construction. Senior day. I think this could be a good game. High scoring game, I think.
Man, senior day, not at your own stadium. That's brutal. Cody, what do you think?
4 words: Rock Chalk Jayhawk.
Dang, Coach Honick, you agreeing with everyone else? You going Kansas?
I do agree with him, but I'm going to pick Colorado because Brandenburg picked Kansas. Real simple.
All right, going Colorado. I'm going Kansas as well. Coming off their win over BYU and Iowa State, I think Kansas is going to win this one and hopefully be ranked after winning over BYU and Colorado. Moving on, number 22, Iowa State at Utah. Coach Honick, start us off.
All right, Iowa State at Utah. Let's see what I circled. Oh, I circled Utah.
Wow. Interesting circle there. Cody, you agree?
Tanner Huckfeld said it's been a rough couple weeks to be a Cyclone. I think that changed this week. It's going to be a good week to be a Cyclone this week.
I like to hear it from the Tanner Huckfeld, Coach Brandenburg.
I agree. I think it's the Cyclones in this one. Head coach Matt Campbell's gonna right the ship.
Yeah, Utah losing their last 5 games after starting 4-0. It's been brutal for them the past couple weeks. I'm going Iowa State on the road, winning this game. Moving on, SEC. Let's look at last week's results for the SEC. Not a big upset. Florida being LSU, kind of predicted that one. South Carolina being Missouri, I know that one was a big game. And then Georgia beating Tennessee. I know that one was split down the middle too. Let's look at the standings. Lots of teams still looking to make a run in the later end of the year and hopefully make the playoffs, stay in the playoffs. We'll see where that goes. Let's get into this week's games. And yeah, a 2-loss team will end up playing in the conference championship, so that'll be interesting to see. First game is Ole Miss at Florida, Kentucky at Texas, Alabama at Oklahoma, and Texas A&M at Auburn. So let's start with number 9 Ole Miss at Florida. Coach Brandenburg.
Yeah, the Southeast Conference is up for grabs. It's kind of fun to watch these games. It'll be fun this weekend. I got Ole Miss winning this one. Lane Kiffin has got the boys playing on an upswing. I like their quarterback, Jackson Dart. I'm going Ole Miss.
Yep. Cody, you going Ole Miss or you going Florida?
DJ Lagway will be the best. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the country, and he's going to prove it next year when he wins the Heisman. I got Florida.
Man, another upset for Florida. Coach Honick, you going Florida?
Nope. Ole Miss. Nope. Ole
Miss. That's what I like to hear. I'm going Ole Miss as well. I called the Florida game last week. I'm not calling it this week. Florida's going to lose. But don't underestimate Florida, for sure. Moving on, Kentucky at number 3, Texas. Coach Honick, who you got?
Yeah, I got to go Texas, although I like Kentucky basketball. Texas.
I like your switching up, not going basketball this week. Cody, you going Texas?
One of the best players in the country, Michael Taft, plays on the back half of that Texas defense, so I'm going to go Texas.
Yeah. Coach Brandenburg, what do you think?
Too much offense by the Longhorns. They are coming off a close game against Vandy, but I got the Longhorns.
Yeah, Oklahoma's coming off some big – oh, sorry, wrong game. Kentucky's not playing good as of recent. I'm going Texas at home. Should they be number 3? That's the question. Moving on, number 7, Alabama at Oklahoma. Coach Brandenburg, start us off.
Kalen DeBoer, head coach, and Jalen Milroe, quarterback. I got Bama.
Cody, you going Bama?
Blitz, Bama, blitz.
Coach Honick, you agreeing?
Alabama.
Yeah, clean sweep. I'm going Alabama, coming off a whooping over Mercer and LSU. Oklahoma coming off a few losses, but against some high-level teams, so that should be a good game. Last game of the week, number 15, Texas A&M at Auburn. Coach Honick, start us off with the last game of the week.
Texas A&M, do it.
That's what I like to hear. Cody.
Gig 'em Ags.
Yep. Coach Brandenburg.
Ags roll. Gig 'em.
Yep. I'm going A&M. I think the spread is a little too close. I think A&M is going to win by more than 2.5. But good game of week. Good games for this week. And thank you guys for joining me this week, Cody.
Good
thank you for stepping in. It's fun having you. Go Army.
Get that recount going.
Go Bulldogs. Go Army, beat Navy.
Brutal. All right, we'll see how our games stack up this week, and we'll see you next week with more games. Thank you.
Enjoy it.